The internet is once again in complete chaos, and at the center of the storm is Cardi B. Because what looked like just another tour stop has now turned into a full-scale viral moment that nobody can stop talking about. And if you've been anywhere near TikTok in the last few days, then you already know that the phrase "Little Miss Drama" is being repeated over and over again, with fans zooming into clips, slowing down performances, analyzing her expressions, and trying to figure out whether this is simply a fun aesthetic or the beginning of a whole new era. And what makes this even more intense is the fact that Cardi herself hasn't clearly explained anything, which, as we all know, only makes the internet louder. Because silence from a superstar like her is never taken as just silence. It's taken as a message. And people are now connecting this tour energy to everything from her recent social media activity to the way she's been interacting with crowds on stage, with some fans saying she looks more confident than ever, while others are convinced she's sending subtle signals about what's coming next in her career. And the viral clips that push this conversation to another level show moments where the audience reaction is so loud that it almost drowns out the music, which TikTok immediately turned into trending audio. And suddenly, thousands of videos appeared with captions like, "She knows exactly what she's doing," and "This is not random." And you can actually see how one single performance detail became a full-blown online theory because people started comparing different tour stops and pointing out how the visuals, the lighting, and even the timing of certain songs seemed to follow a pattern. And while none of this has been officially confirmed, the excitement comes from the possibility that Cardi is playing the long game and letting fans build the narrative for her, which is something only a few artists in the industry know how to do successfully. And what's even more fascinating is how the comment sections are completely divided, because on one side, you have fans calling this her most iconic rollout yet and saying she's turning every stage into a cinematic experience, while on the other side, you have people asking if the drama label is something she's embracing on purpose or something the internet created on its own. And that tension is exactly what keeps the conversation alive, because every new clip adds another layer to the mystery. And then there are the outfit discussions, which have become a whole separate storyline, because fans are matching colors, styles, and accessories to previous appearances and claiming there's a hidden theme that connects everything. And whether that's true or not doesn't even matter anymore, because the theory itself has gone viral. And this is the moment where you realize how powerful Cardi's presence is, because she doesn't need to post a long explanation or go live to trend. All she has to do is step on stage and the entire internet starts writing its own script. And some people are saying this proves she understands exactly how social media works in this era, where mystery creates more engagement than constant updates, while others believe this is simply the natural reaction that follows her wherever she goes, because her personality, her performances, and her unfiltered energy always give fans something to talk about. And we also can't ignore the fact that the "Little Miss Drama" phrase itself has become a meme format, with users recreating tour moments in their own way, adding their own commentary and turning it into a cultural joke that's actually boosting the tour's visibility even more. And this is where the story gets even deeper, because when you look at the timeline of how fast this trend exploded, it becomes clear that this wasn't just a random viral moment, but a perfect example of how fandom culture and algorithm timing can transform a live performance into a global online event within hours. And now, every upcoming tour stop is being treated like an episode in a series, with fans watching closely for the next clue. And some are even saying that the real show is happening on TikTok and not just on stage, because the reactions, the edits, and the breakdown videos are becoming just as important as the performance itself. And through all of this, Cardi remains exactly who she has always been: unpredictable, entertaining, and impossible to ignore, which is why even people who claim they are tired of the drama still end up watching the clips and leaving comments. And that's the power of a celebrity who understands how to stay at the center of the conversation without needing to directly control it. And industry watchers are now discussing whether this viral wave could be leading into a new music announcement or a visual project project, because historically, moments like this in her career have often been followed by something major. But again, this is all based on fan interpretation and online buzz rather than official statements, and that's what makes it so addictive to follow, because every new performance gives the internet another chance to decode, another chance to argue, and another chance to turn a few seconds of footage into a full narrative. And you can feel the anticipation building with each passing day, because the audience isn't just waiting for the next show, they're waiting for the next viral moment, the next screenshot, the next expression that can be turned into a headline. And at the same time, you have longtime supporters saying this is simply Cardi being Cardi, a performer who feeds off crowd energy and gives people memorable moments without overthinking them, while newer viewers see it as a carefully crafted era, and both interpretations are keeping her name trending, which in today's digital world is the ultimate win. And what makes this even more interesting is how quickly mainstream pop culture pages picked up the TikTok theories and started reposting them, turning fan speculation into full articles and reaction videos, which then sent even more people back to the original clips, creating a loop that keeps growing. And now we're at a point where even people who didn't watch the full performance feel like they know exactly what happened because they've seen so many edits, and that's the moment a tour becomes bigger than the stage itself and turns into a cultural conversation. And the biggest question everyone is asking right now is whether Cardi will eventually address the Little Miss Drama label directly or continue to let the internet build the storyline on its own. Because either way, the attention is massive, and every day that passes without a clear explanation just adds more fuel to the discussion. And if there's one thing this entire situation proves, it's that in the current era of social media, the most powerful move a celebrity can make is to give people just enough to talk about and then step back. And right now, Cardi B has the entire timeline watching, refreshing, and waiting for the next moment that will send TikTok into another meltdown. And just when people thought the conversation might slow down, another set of clips from the next tour stop started circulating, and this time the crowd reaction alone was enough to push her back to the top of trending, because fans noticed how the audience was already chanting before she even walked on stage, almost as if they were participating in the meme in real time, which blurred the line between an actual concert and an internet moment. And TikTok creators immediately began stitching the new footage with the older viral clips to show what they believe is a growing pattern, pointing out the way she pauses between songs, the way she smiles at certain lyrics, and even the way the camera captures her from specific angles. And while none of these details confirm any hidden message, the storytelling that fans are creating around them has taken on a life of its own. And that is the exact formula that keeps a celebrity at the center of pop culture, because the audience feels like they are part of something that is unfolding live rather than something that is being officially announced. And some social media users are now saying this tour feels less like a traditional performance run and more like an interactive experience, where every night adds a new chapter to the online narrative, while others are focusing on how effortlessly Cardi moves between being playful, emotional, and powerful on stage, which is why every short clip can be turned into a completely different meme depending on the caption. And that versatility is what makes the Little Miss Drama label so interesting, because for some it represents confidence and control, while for others it represents the chaos that always follows her name. And as the edits become more creative, you start seeing dramatic slow-motion transitions, cinematic filters, and even voiceovers turning her entrances into what looks like scenes from a movie. And this is where the conversation shifts from simple fan reactions to full cultural impact, because it's no longer just about the performance, but about the aesthetic that's being built around it online. And some social media users are now saying this tour feels less like a traditional performance run and more like an interactive experience, where every night adds a new chapter to the online narrative, while others are focusing on how effortlessly Cardi moves between being playful, emotional, and powerful on stage, which is why every short clip can be turned into a completely different meme depending on the caption.
And that versatility is what makes the Little Miss Drama label so interesting, because for some it represents confidence and control, while for others it represents the chaos that always follows her name. And as the edits become more creative, you start seeing dramatic slow-motion transitions, cinematic filters, and even voiceovers turning her entrances into what looks like scenes from a movie. And this is where the conversation shifts from simple fan reactions to full cultural impact, because it's no longer just about the performance, but about the aesthetic that's being built around it online.